There we are. Happy Thursday. It is the last day of November. Can you believe it? We have 1 month left in 2023. And I don't even know what to say about that. Time just flies. But I guess that's a good thing. Another day, another month lived. So it's all good. But gosh, time really does fly. And I find that the older I get, the faster it seems to go. But anyways, I hope you've had a great month, and I hope we can end it on a high note with today's Facebook Live demonstration. Before I get into today's projects, we're going to wait just a bit for other people to jump on this Facebook Live and join me, Mary Knabe, in my Stampin' Piece studio. And while we're waiting for those people, I'm going to show you the projects we made in a Facebook Live the Monday before Thanksgiving. And we used the Sending Cheer bundle as well as the wonderful Christmas Tidings embossing folder. And I showed you 3 simple ways how to change any handmade card into a gift card holder by inserting a little bit of DSP or cardstock in the middle to create a pocket for your gift card holder. I know this time of year, many of us are giving gift cards, and it's kind of nice to have a handmade card that we can add a little bit of DSP or cardstock to and use that as a fun way to gift our gift cards to others. And if you were watching that demonstration, remember I lost a piece of DSP, or I should say misplaced, and Santa's little poof on his hat. And of course, while I was cleaning up from that Facebook Live, miraculously, they appeared. But that's the way it goes when you have so much on your craft desk. I'm sure that's probably happened to you at times. Today, I'm going to show you 2 more gift card designs, gift card holder designs, and we're going to be using, again, the Sending Cheer bundle, and I'm incorporating some of the wonderful A Walk in the Forest Designer Series paper. Keep in mind that A Walk in the Forest DSP is part of Stampin' Up's Make a Difference campaign, and for every package of that is purchased, Stampin' Up is donating $3 to Toys for Tots in the USA. If you're in a different market, it still is part of the Stampin' Up Making a Difference program, but the charity that they will be donating to may be different. Okay? I believe Toys for Tots is in the USA market only, so I'm not sure what the other charities are that benefit from that in our different markets. So let me flip my camera around now, and while I'm doing that, I ask you to please share this live video, maybe tag your friends right here in the comments, inviting other people to join us for today's projects. Come on. This doesn't want to flip on me. Come on. Not sure what's going on. I keep pressing the buttons. Come on, Facebook. Come on. Oh, friends. There we go. What was happening? Okay. How many of you give gift cards during the holidays, or perhaps even for other occasions? Weddings, graduations, birthdays, things like that. Because any of the gift card holders that I show you, Yes, it had the slows. That's a good way to say it, Gail. It had the slows, but fortunately it's caught up to us now. What was I saying? Oh, all of the gift card holder ideas that I give you, I've recently shown for the holiday gift giving season. However, any of these can be tweaked, changed, put your own spin on it for whatever occasion you need to give a gift card. So super easy to change things out. I like it when our projects are just as versatile as the products that we use. I am starting with, I have a piece of 5.5 inch by 4.25 inch piece of Pretty Peacock cardstock. Okay, 5.5 by 4.25. So this will be our base, and we're going to build the rest of the gift card holder on top of that. I have a piece of designer series paper from the A Walk in the Forest pack, and it measures 12 inches by 4 inches. Okay. And I'm going to score this twice. What I want to say to you is this is a directional piece of DSP. If it's one like this, it doesn't matter which end you score at. If it's non-directional, like the snowflakes. But when you have a directional piece, what I want you to think about is this bottom portion is going to be your front, okay? This bottom portion is going to be your front. And I need this to be 5.25 inches tall. So I'm going to measure here and just score at 5.25. And then I need to put this score mark right at the 5.25. Okay, so in other words, I'm scoring at 5.25 twice, or 5.25, and let me pull this out, 10.5 inches, right? Because 5.25 plus 5.25 is 10.5. So 5.25 inches and 10.5. So that way, get this out of the way. So now I'm going to fold on those score lines. Let me move this out of the way for now. Okay. So this way, if you scored in the proper places, again, I start with 4 by 12 inch piece of DSP. I scored at 5.25 and then at 10.5 inches. You want to think about this bottom part of this strip of DSP as being the front of your gift card holder. So of course you want it the right direction. But by doing that and scoring it again, look, I now have a pocket, and this too is going in the correct direction. Now the back side is wrong, but that's okay, because that's what's getting adhered to my card base. Does that make sense to everybody? Okay, so this is the gist of it, correct? Now I have a piece of basic white to put in the inside. This is cut to 5 inches by 3.75 inches. 5 by 3.75. When I post this to my blog, which should be tomorrow, all of the dimensions will be there, but of course you can go back and watch this replay here on Stampin' Piece with Mary Knabe at any time. And this is what I'm using to form my pocket, okay? So to do that, I'm just going to put a tiny thin line of my multi-purpose glue along the two edges, and I'm just going to hold that in place for a moment. Now, if you want to cut out a little semicircle before you glue that down, by all means, go ahead and do that, maybe with a 1-inch punch, 1¼ inch punch, something like that. Or you can substitute with any punch you may have. So now I have my pocket. There's plenty of room to still stamp a message or write a note if you like. But let's dress up the front here. I do have somebody coming to my house to pick up a mattress at 3, and I'm assuming she's not going to be early, but I'm kind of planning just in case. So I did take the liberty of going ahead and doing some die cutting and stamping previously. I've got a circle that is cut from the Stylish Shapes dies, okay? And I'm just going to add that kind of towards, not in the center, but towards that lower left corner. And then I used these 2 dies to cut out the present and this ribbon and bow that goes on the present. Now I'll show you here on the stamp set. You can stamp the present and then do a stamping over it of the ribbon and bow. And then you can use this die to cut that out. And this is the shape you would get. Now, I decided I don't want to use that. I would rather use this bow that's only a die. There's no stamp for it, all right? Wink the bow. What does that mean? Do you mean use my wink of Stella? Oh, well, let me just pull one out here. Here we go. What a great idea. Who said that? Jennifer. Is that what you meant when you said wink the bow? I think that's a fabulous idea. Why didn't I think of that? See, that's why I like this getting online. Videos are great too, but getting online, we get this interaction and we get to share ideas. So thank you, Jennifer. Actually, I think it's been a while since I've used my wink of Stella. How did I let that happen? Okay, give that a moment to dry. But what I wanted to show you here is that I'm just going to take my paper snips and just cut that top bow off. That's part of the die cut. Okay. And then I'm ready to glue this right onto the top. Still a little damp from the wink of Stella. I went kind of heavy on the wink of Stella. Tiny bits of glue. You don't need glue over every area of that. Notice that I have my silicone craft sheet that I'm doing the glue upon, because the glue and that wink of Stella, everything stays right on my silicone craft sheet and doesn't get on my work surface, making a mess of it or my fingers. And then when this is dry, I simply just rub that off with my fingers. Super, super easy. And then I'm going to add this present to my card front. Oops, come on. Then this little tag, I stamped and I die cut it again from the Sending Cheer bundle. And I'll add this to my card front, gift card holder front, with a dimensional. This could also just be a card. It doesn't have to be a gift card holder. And if you don't want to stick a gift card in, don't. And you can just seal this shut if you want, or just leave it as is. So it really is either. And then I decided, you know, before I did the wink of Stella, I decided it needed a little something right here. Now I'm using the Bloomin' Pearls. That smallest pearl fits right inside that little dot, that little hole, I should say. And I think it looks kind of cute. So that's what I'm doing there. Here's what it looks like if you use the larger one, which you might want to consider. These are kind of thick, the larger ones. So you want to think about that if you're mailing. If you're just putting this in an envelope and handing it to somebody, you're all good. If you're mailing it, what I would do, and anytime, I suggest this anytime you are mailing cards or gift card holders that have an embellishment that stands up, just before you, oops, I'll grab that. Well, we're gonna pretend this is solid. I pulled it from my scrap bin, but I just put a little piece of cardstock over that embellishment and then tuck it into the envelope before I mail it off. Doing that, I have never, ever, ever had a problem with my cards going through the mail. I've never had one returned to me. I've never had anybody say, Mary, it came all messed up. So trust me when I say that. Some people also will, I know some of the people that that purchase classes to go from me, I send those in padded shipping envelopes. They'll even cut those apart and just lay a small bit of that in there. That works really well too. Okay, so just a tip for mailing cards and gift card holders when they have embellishments that are sticking up on. For something small like this, I don't even worry about it. It just goes in the envelope and through the mail as usual. Okay, I will be giving this away along with the second gift card holder I'm going to show you now. This is similar. And the reason I made this one, and that the reason it is so similar, is because I'm guessing that some of you don't like to use up your DSP. For me, it's always a challenge for me. How can I use up every bit of DSP I have in a package? And I love, you follow me, I love creating with designer series paper. But for some of you, you might be, Mary, this is a little too much DSP. I won't be able to make as many cards with my DSP if I use that much on one. No problem, because I'm ready to show you an alternative. So I'm starting with a piece of balmy blue cardstock that measures 5.5 by 4 1/4 inches. I've got a piece of Pretty Peacock cardstock, and this measures 4 inches by 10.5. Okay, 4 inches by 10.5. And here's the little 1/2 inch that I cut off from the 11th inch length. Okay, started with 4 by 11 inches, cut off 1/2 inch, and then I scored it 4 1/4. So this is going to be the base, or what's going to go on top of my balmy blue base in place of that big strip of DSP on the first project. I'm just going to center this like that. For the inside, I have a piece of white that measures 5 inches by 3 3/4. Don't forget, you always want to add a white or a light color cardstock on the inside. It makes it easier to read messages and stamp sentiments like that. And then, here it is. I've got a piece of 1 3/4 by 4 inch DSP. This is just the back side of the DSP I'm using on the front, okay? And I'm going to adhere this like a pocket. I'll go ahead and punch this one. So if you think you want that little notch, for your gift card holder, for your pocket, go ahead and punch it. There, I used a 1-inch punch, but again, you can be flexible with that. 1, 1 1/4, 1 1/2, maybe even 3 3/4 inch. And you can swap out the circle for an alternate shape as well. And if you don't have circle punches, you can use a die. Whatever works. There's a lot of choices for that. Okay, make sure that's sealed well, and then you have your pocket. Whoops, not quite. But there's your pocket, ready for the gift card. So let's decorate our front. For this, and I have to remember, I finally found my ruler, and when I found it, I was like, oh yeah, it's exactly where I left it when I was working on that other project. 3 1/4 by 4 1/2 inches. 3 1/4 by 4 1/2 inches. And I'm going to mount this on a white just to make it pop a little more against the pretty peacock. So this would be 3 5/8 by, no, 3 3/8 by 4 5/8, right? 3 3/8, 4 5/8, yes. I love that Stampin' Up! Designer Series paper is printed on both sides. Gives us that many more patterns and designs to play with. Kind of like a 2-for-1. All right, and then I will adhere this to the center front. Doesn't that really pop now with that little layer of white behind the DSP? I love it. The next thing I'm going to do is use that 1/2 inch, that 4-inch by 1/2 inch strip that I cut off of my 4-inch by 11-inch piece of cardstock when I started. And I'm just adhering it maybe an inch, 1 1/4 up from the bottom of the DSP. Again, I'm using the same size circle, and I'm going to adhere this in the middle of that pretty peacock strip. And then again, I've got my 2 die cuts, the present and the bow. And once again, I just want to take my snips and trim off this part of the die cut that I'm not using. And then, there it is. Same thing. Oh, Jennifer's probably going to say, you need to wink the bow, Mary. Do it for the second bow too. So I'm just going to go ahead and do it, Jennifer. Actually, I'm really glad you said that. It's been, as soon as you said that, I thought, ooh, it has been a while since I've used my Wink of Stella. Quite a while, actually. And then I am ready to glue that to the package. That a moment to dry. And then I'll adhere this with a couple of dimensionals. What's a card without dimensionals, right? No, we can make beautiful cards without dimensionals, but dimensionals just take it up to a whole nother level, right? Just kind of turning it at an angle. And then I want to tuck this right under here. I stamped for you on this little banner. The banner also comes from the Stylish Shapes dies. Okay, same place I got the die for the circle. And I just want to tuck it under here like that. Okay. So I'm going to use just a drop of glue. Jennifer, I agree. Who doesn't need some sparkle in their life? That's like when it's kind of a gray day. In Central Ohio, it's supposed to rain pretty much all day again tomorrow, like it did that one day last week. And I thought, ooh, gonna have to wear a bright color because that kind of changes my mindset. And you know what? Same thing with sparkle. A little more sparkle is good. All right, so there you go. So it's the same basic design as my first one, but the first one uses more DSP than the second. But I love both of them. And while I'm thinking about it, remember I mentioned the silicone craft sheet, and I said, excuse me, when this dries, you just rub the dry glue off with your finger. Even works with that Wink of Stella. Now with the Wink of Stella, because it is a little sparkly, I would wipe over that with a damp cloth just to take off any sparkle. But that's how easy it is to, I don't think I have any other glue on here. If you use a glue gun a lot, this is a must. In fact, I have another one that is actually with my glue gun. It's stored with the glue gun, so I always have it. And a while back, I also gave another tip, a little kitchen hack. If you're like me, and sometimes your hands don't work as well as we want them to, and you have trouble getting a lid off a jar, you can put this on top, and it trust me, it really helps. So I have another one in my kitchen too. So anyways, I hope you enjoyed today's demonstration of 2 more ways to make gift card holders. Keep in mind that with these 2, while I was thinking of them as holiday cards, these would be perfect for somebody who has a birthday in the winter. Okay, and it's kind of masculine, isn't it? So that would be good as well. What's some other occasion we might have in the winter? Maybe just a surprise. When my girls were in college, I sometimes would just send them a little money or a gift card, maybe Starbucks or Panera, something like that, just as a little surprise, a little pick-me-up for my college students. St. Nicholas, oh yes. My family, we do celebrate St. Nick. And you can see how easy it is to change either of these out with a different stamp set or designer series paper and make them your own for whatever occasion and colors or theme you need. So if you are interested in receiving one of these, I will put your name into the drawing if you type in the comments now, Wink, for Wink of Stella. So Wink is going to be, so thank you, Jennifer, Wink. Yes, birthday gift card holder also, I agree. Type in the comments, Wink, for Wink of Stella. All right. And when you do that, I will put your name into the drawing to receive one of these. Are there any questions about what you've seen today or the products I've used? I should mention that the Sending Cheer bundle, which includes the stamp set and the wonderful die set, are both on sale, 40% off. I believe they're on the last chance list. They're on the last chance list, and I believe they are still available for sale. So if you order this at 40% and this at 40%, you are getting a steal. Honestly, in my opinion, it's the best deal on the last chance list, and it's super versatile, super fun, great for making tags, cards, gift card holders, great images to include on scrapbook pages, or if you're making a collage, like a seasonal collage to put up in your house or give as a gift. So consider that. And of course, stampinpeace.com, you can click on shop and direct yourself to the shopping page. And let's see, next week, what do I have planned? Next week, I'll be showing, yes, a sampler. I love samplers. Oh gosh, maybe I should make one with this DSP. I need to think about that. I need a couple of handmade gifts to take to some demonstrator events I'm going to. Next week, I will be showing cash cards, what I call cash cards, money cards, because I know some people choose to give cash instead of gift cards. So we will cover that. And of course, those two will be things that you can use as cards and or gift card holders. Alrighty. Have a great weekend. Say a little prayer for our Riley. She's really under the weather. They had her at the doctor on Tuesday, I believe, and she has croup. And I FaceTimed her just before I got on here, and she's just, yeah, you can tell she gave me some smiles, little giggle, but you can tell she's just not quite herself. And but she's eating okay, and we're still waiting for that temperature, that fever to come down to normal. It's come down, but, and of course, being new parents, John and Andrea, you know, they're all over it, but I can tell they're kind of anxious. So keep a good thought for Riley and her mommy and daddy. And I look forward to seeing you next week, Monday, right here, 5 p.m. Eastern Time on Stampin' Peace with Mary Knabe. Oh, and by the way, while I'm thinking of it, I often say these will go to my blog. My blog is stampinpeace.com. That's my main website, my blog. That's sort of like the hub where everything happens, okay? If you want project ideas, you want to see past videos, that's a good place to go. Also, I have a YouTube channel, but the posts not only have the videos, but they also have cutting dimensions, links to see all the products used, that sort of thing. So stampinpeace.com. If you have not been there, I would love for you to visit it. And if you like what you see there, please click subscribe and you will get those every new post sent directly to your email. Makes it very, very easy. All right, everybody. Bye-bye. Have a great weekend. Happy stamping.